Hi, my name is Dr. John Douillard, and I want to talk to you today about prostate health. You know, about 50% of men over 50 experience some type of enlarged prostate, classically called BPH, or benign prostatic hypertrophy. Men over 85 years old, 90% of them have benign prostatic hypertrophy. Experts in the field like WebMD say that this is just a normal part of the aging process. That means that men are having chronic frequency, urgency of urination. They have a very difficult time sometimes starting the flow of urine or stopping the flow of urine. They wake up in the middle of the night, have to urinate. They never feel like they can completely empty the bladder. From the Ayurvedic perspective, this is not a normal part of the aging process. This is something that, definitely should be addressed perhaps many, many years prior. From the Ayurvedic perspective, the prostate is what we call a pitta organ, a hot organ. And it's associated with other hot organs like your digestive system, your eyes, your skin, all areas that can be used by the body to push impurities out when it has difficulty moving waste out through its natural channels. So what we first do when we look at this from an Ayurvedic perspective, we do a body type questionnaire. I invite you to take the body type questionnaire on my website. It's free, it's interactive. Find out what your body type is. Are you more winter, cold and dry? Are you more summer, hot and fiery, like pitta? Are you more spring, earthy and water and congested? We call it kapha. So if you have more pitta or more summer in your constitution, you tend to overheat, tend to have a predisposition to inflammation. So it's important to understand that tendency. And this tendency for excess heat doesn't start in the prostate. This is a condition that usually doesn't happen until you're 40 or 50 years old. So many times these underlying pitta aggravations have been brewing for many, many years, like with heartburn in your 20s and 30s for many years. This is an irritation of the upper digestive system. The stools can become loose. This is an irritation of the intestinal mucosa. On the outside of the gut wall is what we call the gut-associated lymph. And that lymph system drains the gut, but it also drains the whole reproductive system, which the prostate is part of. It drains the bladder, it drains the whole pelvic region. And if that circulation and drainage is compromised, then you have poor drainage of that whole reproductive area, and therefore the blood can't get in, the waste can't get out. So there's many strategies to sort of unravel that. One would be, cool down the excess pitta from an Ayurvedic perspective. We have a grocery list with all the foods harvested in the summer, which are generally more cooling in nature, to bring the body, the pitta, back into balance. Avoiding hot, spicy foods, pungent foods, salty foods, sour foods, all of which are known from the Ayurvedic perspective to heat the body up. Avoiding those foods makes sense. And avoiding lots of stress. Stress tends to create an acidity in the body, and that can contribute to an irritation and an altered inflammation response in the body. So these are some strategies from the Ayurvedic perspective. Also, there are some great local strategies as well. Herbs, for example, that are great. An herb called saw palmetto. Saw palmetto, probably the most commonly used herb for the prostate. The saw palmetto has certain constituents, one called beta-acetylsterol, which is a constituent that actually inhibits the enzyme that converts testosterone into dihydrotestosterone, which is the toxic version of testosterone that uptakes onto the prostate and that is linked to the irritation and aggravation and possible enlargement of the prostate. So the saw palmetto tends to block the conversion of the testosterone to DHT, as well as it blocks the uptake of the prostate to uptake the DHT as well. So that's kind of very cool. Also, from the point of view of helping to reduce the pitta in the body and the aggravation in the body, there's an herb called boswellia. And boswellia has been shown to, an Ayurvedic herb that's been shown to inhibit this enzyme called 5-lipoxygenase, and that is responsible for much of the irritation and altered inflammation response in the body. And it has to do with, and that happens all over the body, but specifically supports health of the joints and the intestinal tract and the prostate. So that's another herb to think about from the perspective of supporting prostate health directly and locally. Another herb classically used for the prostate is called pygeum. It's been shown to support both urinary tract health and the prostate health. Pumpkin seeds have been shown to support the flow of the urine and the frequency of the urine, and also zinc, a very classic prostate support mineral, and that's been shown also, like salt pimento, to actually block the conversion of the testosterone into DHT. So all of these together give you some really great strategies and understanding how to support really good prostate health. But from the Ayurvedic perspective, we don't treat the prostate. We treat the individual who has that issue. And that's something to really understand. Is when you look at the individual who has the prostate, you may actually see pitta types with lots of irritation and aggravation, and pitta symptoms, which can conclude, skin issues, redness of the face, inflammation issues that, and you're there in their 20s and 30s and 40s, and it would be great to begin to bring that into balance way before, the problems actually arise. So please check out the article associated with this video where I go into more details about supporting prostate health. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Douillard.